Today I'm at the much requested Merville Battery in Normandy, situated just to the northeast of the famous Pegasus Bridge. Merville was given the designation WN01 by the Germans, WM part being Widerstand Nest, in English meaning nest of resistance, but really it simply meant that it was a fortified location. Construction of the battery began in 1941 and was undertaken by the Todt Organisation, a civil and military engineering branch of the army that was responsible for building much of the Atlantic Wall. The purpose of the battery was to cover the mouth of the Orne River, home to an important port that had direct access to the strategic town of Caen. Merville was visited on the 6th of March 1944 by Field Marshal Rommel as part of his tour of the Atlantic Wall in Normandy. He urged the garrison to finish the construction of the last two planned casemates, two already having been finished. The final two were completed in May 1944. The original open ring stand mounts were gradually being phased out where possible in favour of casemates to protect the guns from the constant bombing of the Allies. This order came directly from Hitler. The first casemate to be built at Merville, the type H611, was much larger than the latter ones, requiring around 3,400 tons of concrete in comparison to 1,200 tons needed for the three later casemates. This size of casemate usually housed 150mm guns, and this led to the Allied commanders believing the battery was significantly more powerful than it was, designating it as a priority target for the initial stages of the invasion of Normandy. In reality, the guns were World War I vintage 100mm howitzers made by Skoda in Czechoslovakia, much to the surprise of the Paras who captured the battery. The battery was protected from ground assault by an anti-tank ditch to the north, machine gun nests, trenches, 2 layers of barbed wire and a minefield around the perimeter. The battery had been bombed in the build-up to D-Day, but the British made a final concerted effort to try and knock it out before the ground assault. At midnight on the 6th, 99 Lancaster and Halifax bombers were given the task. It completely missed the battery, but did nearly wipe out some paratroopers on their way to Merville. Luckily, none were harmed, but some cows did fall victim to the bombs.